my name is Yareli Gaspar.
My name is Salinas Espinoza.
My name is Kalyssa Curiel.
My name is Ruben Delgado.
My name is Vera.
And we will be presenting our super soil sensor
From Alisal High School.
Our project is a super soil sensor which measures nitrogen and potassium. We initially got this idea because we wanted to create a design that can make farming easier for small farmers in Salinas, as well as making organic farming more accessible. This is important because Salinas Valley, also known as the salad bowl of the nation, is the #1 producer of agriculture, producing $9 billion in produce, with the major produce being lettuce, strawberries, and grapes, and about 150 more.
Because of this, farming becomes very difficult, and many methods are used like pesticides, which can dry out the land, and possibly natural events such as droughts can cause dry land that's hard to care for. And with soil nutrient levels typically checked every 2 to 3 years through a lengthy process called soil testing, farmers may miss critical soil health degradation in between test times. And this is the reason why we chose a sensor. And as it is not only to help our farmers efficiently to track nitrogen and potassium levels, but the sensor would also have the potential to build up.
Wire sensors. Our goal is to create a wireless, easy to use sensor. A lot of the problems that occur with sensors is that they are wired and are inconvenient to use. These are some restraints we consider when making our sensor, and these are some of our prototypes. We ended up choosing this design. We had to create a different 3D model to print out the parts separately and notch them together. With the sensor at the bottom of the flower and the solar panel as the petal of the flower.
To create our sensor, we decided to use an Arduino Nano, something that could both connect our power to our sensor. So we use a solar panel that would power our sensor and our brain, and our sensor would be connected to our Arduino brain as well as our power. So we had to redirect some power because they couldn't be connected to the same voltage as to not fry the brain, since the brain does require less power than the sensor itself. And so we rerouted the power to powerful properties, and then we were able to code the brain in Arduino using C++. And we coded it to then provide sensor values into a screen that we were able to connect to our brain as well. And so we have a screen displaying the values on our little flower design.
So you may be wondering why we decided to choose a marigold, otherwise known as a cempasúchil, for our project design. Well, it is because it correlates with our Mexican culture. For example, it represents Dia de los Muertos, and it also represents the health of the soil. This is because we have like stories from our parents who tell us that they just come home from work and that a cempasúchil, otherwise known as a marigold, would be that representation of the soil. We then realized that soil health would play an important role in the INSV Western flower thrip infestation. INSV, otherwise known as impatient necrotic spot virus, is a virus caused by a 1 millimeter insect called the Western flower thrip. The virus transmits to lettuce through these very small thrips that lay their larvae on the leaves and cause it to brown. This is important because it also affects the soil health and nutrient levels caused by the deterioration of the lettuce.